We're going to look at the racing at Melton on Saturday night, August 24. 3 special guests joining us. Nathan Jack's our first. Nathan, haven't had you on for a while, but great to have you on. Thanks for joining us on Burning Questions.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Toc.
Andy, you've been a couple of weeks in the background, just tuning in, no doubt, but great to have your contributions today. Looking forward to them.
Good to be back on top.
And Group 1 winning reins woman, Tasmanian Cup champion, Ewa Justice joins us. Great to have you on, Ewa.
Thanks for having me, Tim. And, don't forget about you either. You're a Group 1 winning owner.
4 Group 1 winners on the show. You might only have 1 or 2%, but that doesn't matter. It all goes down in the record books. Great to have everybody on. Looking forward to a big show. Let's get stuck right into it. Pride's Easy Feed stand as a proud supporter of the harness racing industry with their set recipes and quality ingredients to give the trainer confidence in what they're feeding. So make the switch to Pride's and start getting the result you've been chasing. I'm Ready Jet and Revelstoke have left the farm, so will one make a winning start to life in a new barn? We're talking about, of course, Revelstoke and I'm Ready Jet, race 2 on the card Saturday night, the Aldebaran Park Trotting Mares Free for All. Ewa, you're not involved here, but have you got some thoughts? I found it an interesting race. Of course, Queen Elida's also returning from a break. It's a really good field. How did you see the second event?
Yeah, it's a really good race and there's a lot of good form coming out. Even the 1 and 2 horse, Jess's horses, they both have really good form. But the class probably does come from the 3 back row horses. Queen Elida first up from a little break. She's drawn pretty well there though and should get a good run through. And she's probably, I'd say, the one to beat, but definitely a big watch beside Revelstoke and I'm Ready Jet. And I'm sure they'll both put up really good performances as well. But I also think it could be the seasoned race horses off the front row that have been racing Melton week in and week out. They might give a good side as well, but I'm probably with Queen Elida there.
Queen Elida, fast. Yeah, I agree with you. I thought Exalted, if she'd get to the front, it'd be very interesting. I didn't realise you're on the form guide here, Nathan. That might have been a recent change, or I haven't looked at it for a few hours. But Nathan Jack to drive the Andy Gath trained Revelstoke. Very kind of him, Nathan.
Yeah, it was kind of him. I already accepted the drive on She's a Wish until I seen the field, so I had to knock it back.
Did you ever maybe, you might be appreciative, but he could have put you on I'm Ready Jet, couldn't he?
Well, I think he's going to save that one for Call Me the Breeze.
Yeah, correct. Your thoughts, Nate? Revelstoke, I'm Ready Jet particularly well. How do you see this race on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think Queen Elida's a great mare and she's going to be hard to beat. She's probably had the wood on I'm Ready Jet the last sort of season, but I think last time they would have met would have been in Sydney. Queen Elida led. I'm Ready Jet sat 1-1 and come wide and was too good for her. They're both first up. They're both trialled well. I think it's going to be a good race.
Yeah. Can you win with Revelstoke?
She's never been as good as those other two, so I can't see how she's going to improve that much, sort of that quick. But she's a good mare in her own right, but she's going to be on the fence and getting a good trip, but I can't see her trouble in the other two.
Any surprise off the front row, do you think, Nath? Like Exalted went really good the other day and, Ebony's Avenger, Dichotomy, those sort of horses, or do you think the class will come to the fore?
I think you're underestimating the class of the other two, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Andy, Revelstoke, I'm Ready Jet, maybe just a word initially on getting these 2 horses to your stable and what your thoughts are on them, and then maybe talk us about the race at hand on Saturday night.
Yeah, obviously, I was the fortunate one who, got these 2 horses to train and also the French stand in Call Me the Breeze. I've only been in my care for 6 days, so I don't know a lot about them. Nathan knows more about them than me, but, she tried really good on the Tuesday. I'm Ready Jet, and they're both done well and eaten well. So, obviously she's clearly, her and Queen Elida are the best 2 class horses in the race, even though they're both first up. They've both got terrific records and they've had plenty of head-to-head battles. And, and Revelstoke, as Nathan said, she'll just be staying on the fence and, she's probably a place chance. She's a level below these 2. So, I expect she to run really well. I text Nathan and surprised that he said I'll go with Revelstoke and not over I'm Ready Jet. But I know which one he would have picked. I'm sure even though she's 7 rising 8, she's still got another good season in her, I reckon.
Geordie Leadham probably wishes he was available, does he, Andy?
Yeah, well, he's suspended, so he's got to spend his time on the sidelines. So, but I'm sure even the other horse, when they clash or what, I'm sure Nathan, have the opportunity to drive these horses going forward as well.
Yeah. I know you've only had him, as you said, 6 days, Andy, but any guide on I'm Ready Jet in track work? Have you worked with any of your other horses? Can you give us any kind of track work guide?
Well, she only had a light track work on Saturday, and then she went to the trials on Tuesday, so I haven't really lined her up with anything yet. And Revelstoke she's worked okay. She has a pretty high heart rate, but she gets a little bit stirred up, so I can't really get a line on either of them yet.
While we're chatting about these new horses in your care, Call Me the Breeze is another one we've mentioned. I think you did tell me that Kate had said something along the lines of she's never sat behind a trotter so fast before.
Yeah, no, I think she forgot about the ones we had there previously in Tornado Valley and Majesco, so she forgets about them quick. But yeah, he's only had a couple of hit outs, but yeah, haven't worked him that hard, but he's got up the straight really strong. And he's a quality horse. Nathan knows how good he is. He's won a Great Southern Star. He's got terrific high speed. He's a beautiful horse to work with, so looking forward to his preparation.
Good stuff. Let's move on to question 2. Logical Staffing Solutions provide labour hire and recruitment services to the transport, warehousing, automotive and manufacturing industries. The logical solution for your staffing needs. Derek's shown he is a jet, but is his unbeaten record under genuine threat? Race 5 on the card is the BHRC Homefield Group 3 event, $30,000 over the sprint trip, 1720 metres. Look, Andy, let's go. No, I might go to you again, Ewa. Interesting race here. Derek the Jet, I haven't got the market in front of me, but I imagine Derek the Jet's favourite ahead of Penny. Thunderstruck will be there as well. I found the early stages of this race really intriguing. Derek the Jet drawn well, but Penny's got good gate speed too.
Yeah, it looks like it could be Derek the Jet's race to lose with the draw in his favour. And over the short is all ticks. Penny, she's been going really well as well, but I think Derek's record probably speaks for itself. It's pretty, well, it can't get much better than what it is, so I'd say he should be able to win this race quite comfortably.
I'll go to you, Nath. Derek the Jet, obviously your horse, you train him, you're going to drive him. I went right back through the form. I think might have been your debut run with Derek the Jet. He ran past Penny and won that race, and she was coming again on the line. You've got the draw advantage here. She's fast out. She's probably a better horse now than she was then. What are your thoughts here? It's an intriguing race, the 5th.
Yeah, well, most people that would do their form, they would think that she'd probably get across him. But if you had done the trial form and watched, he's beginning really well at the trials, and I think he's a much different horse this time than last time. And he's got great speed and he is quite strong. So even if she did get across him, it wouldn't really worry me, to be honest with you. Whether they want to hold or take a trail, that'd be up to them. But yeah, I'd still be quite confident, but I'll be very surprised if they did get across.
Yeah. Would you be surprised if he got beaten, Derek the Jet?
I'd be really surprised if he got beaten. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he? Can you obviously you've got a good level of confidence? Is he a better horse now than last prep? Can you give us any read on that? I did see his most recent trial. It was very powerful through the line.
Yeah, he's a lot better horse than last prep. He trialled the other week, and I left the Murphy off him, and it'll be going back on this week. He got in a bit late. But yeah, his work is completely different. He works with the mare and just does it so easy, and he can match it with the paces, and yeah, like I said, I think he's gone to the next level.
Okay, great push. Thanks, Nath. Andy, something tells me you would love to get across. You'll be having a crack, won't you, with Penny?
Yeah, obviously, she's a very professional filly, and she's got better every time she stepped out on the racetrack. Her first up trial this time in, she sort of left the gate really quick. She sort of blasted out, and first up race start, she probably didn't leave the gate quite as good. So she's going to have to come out really quick to cross Derek the Jet. Obviously, her best winning chances are getting on the fence. So if she's off the fence, she's going to struggle. But yeah, no, Nathan's horse is a great trotter. I know him really well, as Nathan knows. He's my pick at the sales, and I'll let him buy him cheap. So yeah, no, he's got a great motor, and his point speed just from nothing to just turning it on. You know, he's just got a terrific turn of speed. He's got those real quick reflexes, and no, he's a quality horse. Probably New South Wales showed a little bit in the Derby that the fillies were a little bit superior to the Colts, but you know, Nathan's horse wasn't there. But I think Nathan's horse definitely on the beat, and I think if only one that can beat it is my filly in Penny, to be honest.
You don't think Thunderstruck's, maybe, you would, you're not really regarding him as a major threat in this race?
Obviously, performed well below his best in New South Wales, and he's had a break and come back. So back row draw over 1700 is going to be tough with two quality horses in front of it.
You are a good bloke, though, Andy. Like, you're giving Nathan drives and you're letting him have top quality horses. You're just a good fella, aren't you?
No, you try and look after him a little bit. Looks after me plenty of times, it's fine.
Question 3. Ever gets on well with La Belle Bijou, but can she make it successive win number 2? I think you were quite impressed that I was able to rhyme something with Bijou, weren't you, Ever, first of all?
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with it, but then I realised you do use rhyme zones, so I won't give you too much credit there.
I might be the only person in Australia that visits that website, but good old Rhyme Zone, we'll give them a shout out. Might get them on as a sponsor.
Yeah, you should actually.
Your thoughts here, race 8 on the card. It's the Pride's Easy Feed Mares Free for All, barrier 2, La Belle Bijou. Look, she's just going so well, and she's so tough. And she was so brave in winning last start. This is a step up in class with some really good mares. What are your expectation levels?
Yeah, well, I'd like to think she can make it number 2, but I'm not quite sure. Major Delight's a class filly heading to the Eureka, and they met actually in Menangle 4 weeks ago. And, she just ran past her like nothing, basically. So she's clearly the class horse in it, but I'm not knocking any of the other ones. They're all super. And if Rakira Rebel gets to the fence first as well, she's been racing free-for-allers, so she'll probably give a really good sight there as well. Because I think last time Major Delight and Rakira Rebel met, it was reversed, and Rakira Rebel was sitting outside of Major Delight, but it could be a lot more interesting now with those roles reversed. But my mare, she'll be thereabouts like she always is. It's a step up in distance for her. She's been racing over the 1720 and the 2240. She seems to, she prefers the 1720, so she'll definitely be driven with a sit this week, and we'll be hoping to hit the line.
Okay, great. Good insight, and thanks for that. Ever, good luck. La Belle Bijou, race 8, number 2. Andy, your thoughts here. I'm going to lean towards Rakiro Rebel, but there's not much in it. I think Rakiro Rebel is going to be a little bit better price than Major Delight, but of course Major Delight's on a path to the Eureka. Who do you see winning the Mares Free for All?
Yeah, Major Delight, she just knows how to win. She sort of overcomes probably the harder run she has, the better she goes. So Recaro Rebel's been going really good in free-for-all class and probably dropped down in class, but even though it's got the barrier draw advantage, I still think Major Delight heading towards Eureka, and Mare won it last year. Mare might win it this year too. So she's a quality mare, so I think she's definitely the one to beat. And Ever's horse is going terrific, but it is a big step up in class. On the draw, could probably run 3rd or 4th, I'd say.
Nathan, what camp are you in here? Major Delight, Rakiro Rebel, or can Ever spring a little upset?
Yeah, I don't think Ever's filly's quite up to him just yet. She's a great mare, and her run in the Sprint Championships when she ran 2nd, maybe to Karen's, was full of merit, and that's sort of what really stuck out to me. And she's been good ever since. But I'm in Rakiro Rebel camp actually. I think if Greg goes back and watches when Major Delight got beat in the Breeders' Challenge by Luke's good filly, Luke just sort of let her sit there and then just raced her up the straight. And sort of Major Delight's not one that wants to put him away that well, even though she's a great mare and got a great record. That's just the way she races. And I think that's Greg's best way to beat her, if he sort of just lets her sort of stick to her and then just tries to out-zip her late. But, I think the prices are a bit far between them. I think they should be a lot closer. And, I'm in Rakiro Rebel camp this week.
Does it worry you that we're seeing it the same, Nathan? I think it usually does, doesn't it?
Oh, well, you're never right, so that means I've got no hope.
I'll just set that one up for you outside off stump. Just smashed it through the covers. Let's cheer on Greg Sugar. I reckon Rakiro Rebel can get it done, but I reckon Major Delight can win the Eureka. As you said in the Cypher, won it last year. Andy, question 4. There's some naughty boys in the 4th on the card. So who should we back, or is this simply too hard? Race 4 is the Dynamic Print Group Trot. Might go straight back to you here, Nathan. Referring to the naughty boys, I think, what do we got? Powder Keg, El Rosamo, What's Up Party Time have all made mistakes in their most recent starts or at the trials. Other horses have done things wrong too. I spent a bit of time on this race. I'm not much clearer. Can you give us any insight into who might be able to win it?
Well, if you have a bet in this race, you got to set on your money, I think, because you'd be only guessing. You'd want to wait for them to get the points on the board a little bit. I'd be sitting out.
Yeah. I can't offer much more. Ewa, you're driving Powder Keg for your father, John. I saw him at the trials. He was supposed to be in a trial against Just Believe. He wasn't interested in that. He went straight down the chute and he'd had enough. And then he's trialled again since, and he did it all okay there. I reckon I spoke to John on that day that he was against Just Believe, and John had said that he handled, maybe it was Hatchback at home quite well, or he was certainly up to some of your good ones. Can you give us a bit of an insight on what Powder Keg's like first up for the stable, and has he got some sort of winning hope if he puts it all together?
Yeah, definitely. If I was a punter, I would not be betting on this race. But Powder Keg, he's been really good at home. Actually, I've just started driving him, and that was why I was 5 minutes late. Actually, I had to rush off the track because I was with him, and he worked really well. He's been going really well, and he's been doing everything right at home. And he's just a big softie. But if he does, I think he's dropped, like, I looked at it, I think 15 points or something ridiculous in Menangle. So if he does everything right, he'll definitely be thereabouts. But I just want him to do everything right this week.
Yeah. Does he do everything right at home?
Yeah, he's been really good, and he's been working really good times, and yeah, he's been super at home. I think the mobile scares him a little bit, and he's better from a stand, but we'll see. He should be good from 9, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
Yeah, well, back row, yeah. Okay, so good insight there from Ewa Justice driving Powder Keg. Andy, I'm not sure how many starts we're up to now for What's Up Party Time, making mistakes. Maybe 3 in a row, 4 in a row. You know, is it 5th time's the charm for him?
Yeah, I don't know. I know we're on How to Drive Turnover, but I'm with Nathan. This is a race you just want to be watching from the grandstand or have a mystery bet or something.
Mystery bet? Yeah, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah, no, I tried to work it out, and I don't know. I just hopefully my bloke can do everything right and get him back in the barrier drill before the Vic Red starts. But, you know, he has been off his noodle his last 4 starts, and hopefully, you know, he trialled good Tuesday. He was nice and relaxed, but race day, being a Majestic Sunday, can get a bit hot. So hopefully, yeah, he can do everything right. And if he does, he's a winning hope. But, you know, it's a very tricky race.
Is he, I mean, I'm only just sort of, is there something that you can put your finger on? Is it a gear thing? Is there anything that you think that's making him do this at the races?
I'm just blaming his dad, Majestic Son.
Okay, fair enough. Looking forward to this race. So I'm going to have a stab in the dark, just for the record. I'm going to go with Festus Phoenix. I reckon he can lead, and I reckon he ran second to He's All Muscle. That reads pretty well, and I reckon he was going to maybe not win a race, but go pretty close, and he galloped there. Aldebaran Vera was in it, and Tweedledee might have won it, I reckon, Andy. That night. I reckon he might have still beat him, but he was probably going to run second.
Yeah, no, he's a quality horse when he's right. He's probably lost his way a little bit his last few starts, but when he does everything right, he's a really nice horse. Yeah,
I'm just going to go with him over the short. Might find the front, and if he does it all right, we'll go with Hephaestus Phoenix. We've got a bonus question here, haven't we, Ever? I nearly forgot about that one. Let's bring that up. I will edit this in. So I have sent the vision to you all. The 5th bonus question today on Burning Questions. It is, John is keen to refute, but did he produce a sneaky Friday night salute? I've sent this vision of John Justice driving Sam Nien to victory last Friday night at Melton. I was watching it and I thought, has John gone with a little sneaky salute here in the last with not a lot of people on track? And then I brought it up with him in passing at the stables when you were there on Saturday night, Ever, and his neck nearly snapped. He was refuting it very quickly. He scoffed at me, and then you came in and you're on my side, which I was surprised about. So I'm going to ask everyone here, did John produce a little sneaky Friday night salute? We'll have the vision up on here now. I'll go with you, Ever. Yes or no?
Well, I personally think it's a yes. Even if it was small, there was definitely something there. We went home and watched the replay, had a bit of a domestic over it, but I definitely think he did.
Yeah, I'm not as convinced as I was the first time I watched it, but there's something about looking across to the caller or the crowd and just having the hand up. Maybe Stu McCormick, the photographer, might be able to help us out. But for the record, Ever, it's a yes, is it, for you?
Yep. Yes.
Nathan, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it. You are a good saluter. What do you think?
Yeah, well, maybe he thinks it wasn't because it was nowhere near as big as the one when Shaker won the 2000 inner, but he was looking the same way. So yeah, I don't know. I'll sit on the fence.
Go with a maybe for you. I was going to bring up Shaker Maker. Yeah, it was maybe not to that level. Andy, have you had a chance to look at the vision?
Well, I watched this on my phone at Marvel Stadium, and must say you're the only supporter to leave before the game actually even starts, Toc. So, which is probably a good decision by you. When I watched it, I thought it was a salute, and I'm still sticking to my guns. I'm sure it was a salute. We know Joe was probably there yelling down the straight, cheering to get home, and I'm guessing that made him salute.
Well, that's a yes from Eva, a yes from Andy. It's a yes from me and a maybe from Nathan. I reckon we've resolved this, Eva. You can tell John that it's been confirmed. He saluted there in the last race on the card. And Andy, appreciate the invite to the Essendon Swans game, but for once in my life, I pulled the right rein. I nearly going to message you at halftime and say I'll see you down there, but thank God I didn't.
Yeah, no, we would have made you stay.
Yeah. I was at Crown Casino. I thought I'd have a lovely weekend away with my wife. We ended up having a blue after that game, so didn't quite go to plan, her being a Sydney supporter. Let's move on. Sharps Bakery Best Bets. We'll conclude the show. Might go back to you, Eva, if that works for you, if you just reply to that message there while we're going. Have you got a best bet for us on Saturday night at Melton?
Yeah, I had a quick look when I got the chance, and I probably think I'm not going to go with any of my own because never works for me. But I think Queen Elida, she number 9. What race is it? Number 2 or 4?
Race 2, number 9. Yes.
Yep, race 2, number 9. I think she's first up, but I think her class will show, and yeah, I'm going with her.
Okay, Ewa Justice, Queen Elida. Nathan, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I'm going to go a multi. Wagga Friday, Jack Soldman Fury into Derek the Jet.
Good stuff. Wagga into Melton on Saturday night. I like it, a multi. And Andy, drum roll here. What are you going to do with your Sharps Bakery best bet?
Yeah, I'm not going to tip any of mine, even though some have got some good chances. They haven't got the right barrier draws. I'm going to tip one of your favourite horses, Toc. I think the Lost Storm. I think he'll find the top, and I think he'll be too good.
Well, that's going to worry me. I've called him overrated, haven't I? So the Lost Storm. Yeah. What price was he? 250, something like that, wasn't he? I think I saw.
Was 360 early for the early shoppers.
Ooh, I see. Andy, I'm going to go with a horse that you know well, and I think it's gone into some better care now. Where is it? That's the problem. It is race 1, number 1. Do you know who I'm talking about, Andy?
Magnetic Terror.
Yeah, I think it can win. It'll be an each-way price. High Above's a good horse. Difficult over the sprint trip from barrier 11. I'm going to go each way, Magnetic Terror, race 1, number 1. I thought he went to the line under a grip the other night, and should get a good run from barrier 1. $26 here, according to Craig Rail. I'd love some of that, but I think it'd be more the $8, $10 range. But anyway, race 1, number 1, Magnetic Terror for me. Really appreciate it. Nathan, Andy, and Eva, been a great show, and hopefully we can get you on again soon.